Last, making Bhagavatam study a lifelong habit.
Hare Krishna, my pranams to you, Prabhuji, humble pranams, and to all the assembled Vaishnavas. The topic given to us is making Bhagavatam study a lifelong habit. So the first is set a fixed time for Srimad Bhagavatam study. So now, fortunately, in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada has given us such a wonderful opportunity with the morning programs. The Mangal Arti followed by Guru Puja, and then later on Bhagavatam. So it's like an inbuilt habit for all of us, most of us. And after coming here, I realized that especially in my case, I have developed a desire to read more. Thanks to all the teachers. Actually, just yesterday, Prabhuji, I was thinking that I wanted to express my deepest gratitude to Gaurang Darshan Prabhu and Gaurang Vihari Prabhu for all the efforts. So I just thought that mailing would be the best way, but Krishna has given this opportunity to speak in front of all of you. So on behalf of everybody, I'd like to express my gratitude that this is the one of the best opportunity which all of us have got. Like in my case, it's been so many years. My husband had taken Bhagavatam set from Pune in the year 2001 when we got that life membership. So developing a taste, as Prabhuji was telling, it's such a long journey for me. But most of y'all are so young, so you're the best ones, like you can take the best opportunity over here. So now the setting a fixed time for Bhagavatam, as stated here, so many things we can, like in these days, the best way is scrolling through the social media. Something pops up most of the times. What is it? What is it? The advertisements, right? So many advertisement pops up, and the most of it is by the life coaches. 99 rupees you're paying and you're getting so many informations from them. And I happened to attend one of them, and that person was saying, "Ki 21 din mein you can develop a habit, whatever you want to imbibe." So I was just trying to imply that when we got our Gayatri initiations also, that we tend to forget our Gayatris. So एक alarm set कर लिया, 21 दिन में we develop that habit. So here also we can apply that, setting up an alarm, regular alarm, to develop a habit of reading. Second is taking inspirations who have been here for so many years, especially Prabhuji is here. It's our greatest fortune. So I've heard so many times that I've heard, observed, seen, and trying to imbibe Prabhuji's love for morning programs. Everybody knows that. So this is one of the things that we can learn from each and every soul present here. And next point is reading Bhagavatam in association of devotees. So association of devotees हमारे पास बहुत है यहाँ पर. So why not take the opportunity? In Shastras also the example how the six Goswamis had taken association of each other. They used to discuss Bhagavatam daily, and we have our present acharyas also, how they deal with their god brothers. Most of the time I have heard from the pastimes of our anecdotes from our Guru Maharajas also, whenever they meet with their god brothers, they are discussing Bhagavatam. So this is one thing we can do. And secondly, we were having an overview by Gauranga Vihari Prabhu just last week. So I was observing that also, that most of the times we have this PPT presentations. But this time Prabhuji used an unique way of teaching. He just took the board, help of the board, and he was asking us to give our inputs. So trust me, that worked so much. So whatever we had in the fifth canto, we could recollect everything even after reaching home. So, and secondly, the example of Bharat Maharaj also, like in the morning programs, one day we need rest, aisa lagta hai. So many times, isn't it? We have a very tough day, so many services, all the 6 days. And on the 7th day, like on the Sunday, we feel it's natural. Sunday, we feel that I want some rest. Krishna. We've just reached second, Prabhuji. So how do I hurry up, Prabhuji? I don't know. I mean, hurrying up like these devotees. I thought of speaking from my heart. Maybe that's why. So, where was I? Yeah.
Second point.
Yes, second part. So, yes, Bharat Maharaj's point. Like, what actually led him to this disaster was the slackness in his sadhana. So, this thing pushed me all the 7 days. Like, I wanted to completely involve myself in the morning program, in the services. So this is how the association of devotees and the teaching and the hard work of each and every teacher of ours is blessing us. Next, taking notes and applying the teachings. So many qualities, tolerance, humility, and Parikshit Maharaj, how he dealt with when he was cursed. So these are the things, the qualities we actually need to imbibe. And though it is tough, but we have to remind ourselves. And yes. Yes, even they have to speak. Encourage others to read Bhagavatam. This already I have been doing. I mean, all of us are doing. We are requesting everybody known to us that please come. How it is working on all of us. It will be a blessing in case if devotees take the opportunity of coming here, learning in association of devotees, though we have a lot to share, but I'm just trying to rush off. Never stop. Srimad Bhagavatam is our lifelong companion. Here, the example which Prabhuji has given of Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas in their advanced stage also, they were in association of Bhagavatam. They were reading Bhagavatam, they were discussing Bhagavatam. So we all have present acharyas also, so many of our present acharyas who have set a wonderful example. Like I've heard Prahlad Danand Maharaj, he has read Bhagavad Gita, I guess, 600 times. He had once announced in Mayapur. Now it is years back I had heard. Now it must be 1,000 times maybe. So then Jayapataka Maharaj, he had mentioned that he has read Bhagavatam 108 times. So these are the acharyas whom we are actually supposed to follow, take inspiration from. Thank you very much. Hardi also would like to share some.
Okay. Tell me. You're prepared, so go ahead. Yeah. One more minute, a couple of minutes.
Most of the topics, almost all are covered. Just I have one realization that making notes and apply it to on personal application, that we can do one thing, that we can take up one shloka or one pastime or something from Bhagavatam for a one day and just contemplate on that particular pastime or particular shloka for the whole day, and just try to apply this. I have one example, that Janmadi Asya, the first shloka means Krishna is the cause of all causes. So just try to contemplate this shloka only for the whole day in every situation of that day. So we can do one thing, and at last, just I want to refer one quote of Srila Prabhupada, that once a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, what do you want? That we become a bookworm? That Prabhupada said that yes, it's better to become a bookworm, otherwise in the next line we will become stoolworm. Okay.
Hare Krishna. I just want to Bhagavatam is very important, and that is why Srila Prabhupada, when he started for the West, the first thing he took with him was the Bhagavatam, so that he was very confident that now Bhagavatam has gone to West. And other thing, that reading Bhagavatam regularly is important because this is Kali Yuga, and being a Grihastha, I know it's so difficult. Like you brahmacharis can have a good time. I mean, it may be an assumption that you have time. Sorry, but to have that regular. So thing is that if we don't read it regularly, then we will forget. So reading every day is the only way to connect to Krishna. Otherwise, we will definitely be in Maya. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All are covered? Okay, thank you. You said many nice things, important things, and you spoke from the heart, very good. To put it all together in a very succinct manner, I will request you all to remember 3 A's. A. A for absorb, second A for associate, third A for apply. So the first A, absorb, that is personal reading. Like recently, I did one preparation on Prahalada's qualities. Very, very beautiful verses are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I took almost like 8 to 10 hours to prepare from various sources, including Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana also. I took some references also. So it was such an enlivening experience when you study about Prahalada's qualities. We can develop a desire to cultivate some of those qualities also in our life. So you can take, recently I was going to Baroda. So every time I go to different temples, I speak on one pastime, sometime for 2-3 evenings, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I prepared this Shruta and Bahulashva along with Acharya Stika. So that's a nice experience, because when you take the verses and then some word by word also you see, and also the pastime with Acharya Stika also along with that, and you highlight like we highlighted in this. So it's like tasting a very big meal on a festival day, festival feast. It's like that when you prepare something nicely. So you can prepare pastime wise notes, like Gauranga Prabhu, Amarendra Prabhu and all have a habit of having a notebook where they draw vital things from the book and put it down. And that notes is for life. They can keep it. Very nicely they preserve it also. Gauranga Prabhu has a bag which will carry with him. All the khajana is inside. He will never leave it here and there. It's like confidential notes, only he keeps it. Because it's prepared and kept for years together. He keeps in lock and key always. So, Amaran Prabhu, when I went to America, in Atlanta, house is in the top, and below he has a study room. So I asked him, tell me your method of study. Very similar to Gauranga Prabhu's style. He keeps the Bhagavatam, he keeps the commentary of Acharya, all hard copy books. He keeps all of them, and then he draws. So when you draw from all these books and put them into your notebook, because you can't remember everything in your mind. And also, when you are going to go for a public lecture, when you carry too many books, you can't carry also. But if you have a notebook where you put all your points, and that's what, then you study, go through it yourself. So this kind of thing can be very enlivening for us. This is actually absorbing our consciousness, because this kind of study can be very transforming. One more thing we do for America, there are about 40 mentors in America. I do online. We only take 1 or 2 verses in a class, 45 minutes class we do. But in advance, I take out the verse and I highlight the important points of the purport. And we fluff those points and discuss. One class. In a week, I do 2 classes I do. So we just do that much only. 45 minutes only we do. And the last 15 minutes, it's optional. If people want to stay, they ask questions. Otherwise, we wind up early. So this kind of study of Bhagavatam is make it like brushing the teeth or taking a bath or taking our daily food. Like that Bhagavatam also. That should be introduced like that. Is there any day you will say that I am little busy today, so I didn't brush my teeth? Anybody? Will ever do that? You have to take out time for brushing teeth, taking bath, washing your clothes, shaving your hair and clipping the nails, eating your prasad. We do spend time for all these things. Similarly, Bhagavatam, see, just as these things are required for the body, Bhagavatam is for the soul. Just like you have a petrol for the car, but you have another type of food for the driver. So Bhagavatam is like the food for the driver of the body, the soul. So this is absorbing. We can do something very absorbing. The word absorb, why am I using? Because Bhagavatam, when it is studied with interest, then only it can be absorbing. Otherwise, it will just go superficially. Like, for example, you're reading a Bhagavatam class, somebody is speaking. If it is absorbing, then you are very delighted and excited, you are processing the information they are speaking, and then you raise your hand and ask questions, you become very enthusiastic, correct, no? If it is not absorbing class, you look at the watch, when is it going to end? So, let the class get over quickly, and I have to do this, I have to do this. Some people even, they sit in the class, physically present, mentally absent, because they're planning in the mind. Today, in the course of the day, what all I will do. To-do list they are making. So, if I am making to-do list, that means my mind is not absorbed. So, we should be having an absorbing experience, like a blotting paper and ink pen, if you keep it. Just absorbs. Like that, we should absorb the Bhagavatam. Second thing, what is the second thing? Associate. Now, what is the advantage of Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Hritkana Rasayana Katha? He says, coming in the assembly of other devotees, because we can get new insights which we never knew before, by hearing from other devotees. And that can be a trigger for our inspiration. Because when our mind and heart feel blissful when you learn something new, we never heard before. That's very thrilling for us. So new insights you can get, new directions you can get. And that's why that type of inspiration and makes us, develop more eagerness and taste to read the Bhagavatam. So coming in the company, one boy told me, Prabhuji, ever since we started daily book reading, 15 minutes they're doing in the night, like 8:45 to 9 they're doing. He said, last 2 years, non-stop, I am participating in it. He said, on my own, I would never touch Prabhupada's books. But when you come in a group, it's very easy. So I heard a story once, some 20, 30 birds got stuck in a net. They thought we are gone now, hunters anyway coming. But one of the birds had a smart idea. He said, let us all flap our wings together. Maybe we can escape. When they flapped their wings together, the net was, put in the ground with 4 nails. The nails took off. So all the birds could fly up in the sky while the hunter was screaming. They went to a faraway place and took help of one rat, and they all got relieved. So what is the meaning of the story? The moral of the story is Sange Shakti Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, when we come in association and study Bhagavatam, Parasparanakatanam Pavanam Bhagavat Yashaha Mito Ratir Mitastushtis Nivrittir Mita Atmanaha. Multiple benefits are said here. Parasparanakatanam Pavanam, the Bhagavatam is purifying. And then Mito Rati, the devotees develop affection for each other. Mita Tushti, they develop deep satisfaction. Nivrittir means they develop freedom from the propensity for sense gratification. All these unwanted things, they are driven out like this. Bhagavatam gives this kind of benefits. So associating with devotees and studying is far more valuable and powerful than only studying oneself, absorbing. So that's why I told you, absorb, then associate. And the third one is very important. Yeah. So third one is very vital one, which is apply. How do we apply? Like I told you, Rahuguna, how arrogant Rahuguna became humble Rahuguna. So let me also, I am having a post of a manager or something. Let me be humble. Because he had a fear for aparad. Shanki Brisham Brahma Kulavamana, he said. Naham Vishanki Suraraja Vajra Natraksha Shola Nayamasya Danda. I am not afraid of Yamas Danda, Shiva's Trishul and all that, but I am afraid of aparad. That means any manager, leader should be afraid of aparads, because we are finding fault with many people as a manager. So we can be careful, correct? No? So in this way, Bhagavatam, when we read, it will be in the background. It will gradually come in our application. But we also have to make a conscious effort to apply also. If it doesn't come on its own, we may have to consciously apply. We should not see a big gap between what we heard in the Bhagavatam class and our life. It should not be stripped away from the wisdom that we gained. And also, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I heard that every day morning he would go for darshan to Jagannath temple. Then he would go to the ocean beach side to chant the holy name. 2 lakh names he would chant. Then in the afternoon he would go to Tota Gopinath to hear almost 3 hours of Bhagavatam, I heard, daily. Then evening, like 5 to 8, he would do Harinam Sankirtana with many, many devotees. So 3 hours of outdoor Sankirtan, 3 hours of study of Bhagavatam, and the morning darshan of Jagannath and everything. Then chanting of the holy name for several hours. And then meeting in Siddha Bakul, our Haridas Thakur. This was like his daily schedule for almost 18 years or so, last 18 years. So Prabhupada has given us the same components. Go for the morning program in the temple hall. And then you also have Bhagavatam class. And we have Brahmachari class during the day. Totally it is 3 hours. Bhagavatam 1.5 hours, Brahmachari class 1.5 hours, totally 3 hours we have. And Sankirtanam, we are doing Mangalarati, Narasimharati, Tulsi Arati, and also Guru Puja. So all these things plus evening Arati, if you count, it will be like 3 hours. So Prabhupada has given us the same thing, what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been doing. And do Sankirtan, do the study of the hearing Bhagavatam message here, and then Priti Lakshanam with devotees, associate with devotees. And in this way, 2 hours of chanting japa, of course, minimum. If you want to chant 1 more hour, you can chant also. So in this way, Prabhupada very loyally, faithfully has handed over Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement to us. And great souls are also taking part, like Rupa Sanatana, like Mataji was telling, how the Goswamis come and sit in a circle, they all study together. They also have time in solitude, where they may do writing, reading their bhajan, but they also have time to come together also, in Preeti Lakshana with each other. So it was a good presentation. Thank you, Mataji, for you covered almost all the points very well. I just added a little bit. That thank you. Let us thank this team. Haribo. So we have successfully completed. Only the time has become a little longer. It's supposed to end at 2. So we'll. Yeah, you can take 5 minutes. You can take us.
Anybody has a question? Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavapranam. So, Prabhu, in terms of prioritizing Bhagavatam, especially in after our studies and so on, we spoke a little bit about how so many responsibilities and duties and occupational things will come. And you mentioned that the example of the Goshala, for example, how you would prioritize the japa afterwards.
Correct.
But that prioritizing takes a lot of inner strength and takes a lot of no's in our mind, first of all, and sometimes also externally. Certain requests will come through phone or through knockings at door, devotees approach us. So we might have that intention, is nice, and we have the theoretical knowledge. I should prioritize and I want to do it. But still that strength or, how to actually...
That willpower to choose the right.
To say no.
Yeah, to say no and want. What I would do, like in Pune, for example, I was the president of temple in way back in 97, since 97. So what I did was, I kept my phone in the locker and locked it, and told the people that till 9, you won't get me in the morning. Don't call me in the morning. And after 9 to 9, I am available at your service. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And between 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., I am unavailable. And then I gave them the temple some employee's number I have given to people. I said that if there is any emergency, you tell the employee. You can call and tell the employee. Occasionally, an employee will come and tell me that there is some emergency. Somebody has passed away or something like that. They'll come and tell me. So I avoided the emergencies by informing the congregation and the boys also. I told them, don't disturb me, don't disturb yourself also, I told them. Because if you call me, whose time gets wasted? Both people's time gets wasted. You will have your rounds remaining, I will have my rounds remaining. So I told them 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I am available to you. So you make it clear to all your, those whom you are serving. Then they are clear and you are clear. Why? Because you want to keep yourself free for, absorbing sadhana yourself. And also during chanting, how many of you would like to chant tension-free, without any anxiety of any other service? Correct, na? Yeah. So because my mobile is in locker, even if some calls come also, nobody will lift it. It's in this thing. At the same time, I am not escaping my service, because 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I am fully available. And everybody knows that I am committed to my service. And they also know that I am calling him at the wrong time, therefore he is not lifting. You know it. So by creating this kind of model, I tried from early days, I did like this in Pune. Now people more or less know that you can't get him in the morning time. I don't have any experience last 20-25 years, anybody disturbing me during chanting. This 2 hours I chant, nobody will come near me. I have only one eye closed, one eye open, focusing on the tip of the nose. So I don't even see also around who is doing what. Absolutely. And people know that this is not the time to talk to him. So even during Bhagavatam also, if somebody comes talk, I will ask for a chit, write and show it. And then I will just say yes or no to them. That's all. And they know that if they have to talk to me, they have to wait till the end of Bhagavatam. Correct? No? Create a culture, and the culture will sustain you. It will protect your sadhana. All right? Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Kind of a helpful hint, especially when it comes to absorbing. So when you talk of absorbing, it involves your memory.
Correct.
So when it comes to memory, there are 2 types of memory. One is the short-term memory, the other is the long-term memory. So the trick is to, whatever we absorb, if we can push it into the long-term memory. So what are some of the things we can take care? One is, like many people were suggesting, write it down. So when you write it, generally we retain it
More.
for more and for a longer time. And the second most important thing is repetition. So we have written something or we have read something.
You have to tell someone.
So we have to either tell someone or on a daily basis repeat it. Go over it again and again. So when we repeat the idea or the concept or the content, it automatically goes. It may take a week sometimes.
Correct.
So that is, there's no other way. If you want it in the long-term memory. And the second thing about absorption is, the human mind, there are two types of inputs. One is the textual input and the other is the graphical input. Correct? So for example, somebody has seen a movie some 2-3 years ago and somebody has read a book 2-3 years ago.
Movie they remember more.
Yes. So we tend to remember things in the movie much
Graphical,
more.
correct.
So why? Because we have got a graphical input going in. Even in the early days of the computer, it was a GUI. The Apple came out with a GUI, graphical user input,
Correct.
which became very much more popular. Then somebody, had to type MS-DOS. So you have to type every command. So that was, so this way, there are techniques like mind maps.
Correct.
That one can employ.
It's
So,
like picture. You can
yes. So you picturize it and then you give it to your mind and it will tend to, get absorbed much more.
Thank you. Thank you for all these very good inputs.
Yeah,
Very
thank
nice.
you. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Shravanam and Mananam we say, no? So Prabhuji is talking about Mananam aspect, how to recollect what we have studied. So you store it in a manner that you can easily recollect. Very good points. Thank you. Anybody want to say anything else? Any of you? It was very good participation by every one of you. Each group had taken out time to prepare very nicely, and everybody was involved. And a lot of, I think we have heard a lot. You keep these notes with you, and later on, and personally, you can go through it yourself. The reason for my highlighting was that because instead of having to worry about reading everything, highlighted portion is something which is worthy of contemplation and thinking. So I made that. So go through it, but it was very, overall, I loved it. The way every one of you prepared and presented and we had discussion. Thank you very much. And I hope it helps and inspires us to make Bhagavatam one of the top priorities in our life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, who is always so eager himself and then making us eager to study and imbibe the culture of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'd like to express our gratitude, deep gratitude for this, such a long session, but it went so fast. Prabhuji was sharing so many nice inputs. It's very grateful. So we'd like to express gratitude by loudly chanting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.